This is an August update on my 112 gallon average reef. As you can see, the tank is still looking great. However, I have run into one issue. The issue I'm having is my monti caps keep dying in this tank. I'm not really sure why. All my levels test normal. I probably should send away for an ICP test, but for whatever reason I've never gotten around to doing it. They're really the only coral affected by this, so I'm not really sure what it is. You can see this cap here is basically completely dead after starting from a small frag, encrusting, and even plating out. It didn't get the most light and it was stung a bit, so I tried to add some to the other side of the tank and they too have died. The red cap at the top is actually a frag of the other monti. I grew that out in my frag tank where it did great, and all that water comes from this tank, so it's a bit peculiar. The green one below has unfortunately also died, but the purple one is still hanging on. I'm not 100% sure that one is actually Capricornus. It's probably a different kind of Montipora, and it's still hanging on. It's a bit of a weird issue, so I'm going to take some steps to hopefully correct this. The other corals are doing great. This chalice has finally gotten to the point where I'm going to have to frag it, as its sweepers now do extend to the edge of this favia. My branching Cyphastria is continuing to encrust. Hopefully it will start branching out soon. As far as the other SPS, my Cossilopora is still taking off. This is the one SPS I have that actually grows legitimately fast. You can see the acros behind it are still alive. They're just kind of hanging out there. Not really growing great, but they're still alive. My fish are all doing well. I would like to add a few more, but I'm pretty particular about what fish I add to the tank, so who knows when I'll actually get around to doing that. My Montipora setosa, on the other hand, is doing great. This basically eliminates monti eating nudibranchs as the cause, since it's growing and encrusting well. The other corals are also all growing well. The only issue with this is they creep closer and closer to each other. This is what happens when you have a full reef tank. It's kind of hard to have that perfect balance of fullness and space. The one space I do have is along the back corner, which you can't really see from the front, but if I do get more corals, that's probably where they'll go, and that would probably be more LPS. My other Cyphastrias are also doing great. There are still some aptasia throughout the tank, but I just deal with them on a weekly basis. My Pectinia coral has grown to the point where I'm going to have to put a small piece of live rock underneath it. It's almost completely covering the plug, which means soon it will grow to the glass. If this was my final tank, I wouldn't have an issue with that, but somewhere along the line I will be upgrading. Probably not for years, but I would rather not have to pry this off the glass one day. The side view is still my favorite. Here you can really see the tank is basically full. I could still cram a few more pieces in, but I'm going to run into the same issues with corals growing into each other. I think probably by the time I shoot the next video, I'm actually going to cut stuff back, as sometimes you got to take a step backward to move forward. Hopefully I'll find out the cause of the monti caps, but other than that, I don't really have any complaints about the tank this month, and it's continuing to do well. I'm going to be working more on my 10-gallon nano, and then I will turn my attention back to this tank, which does normally get most of my attention. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.